3 announcements, 3 different firms, same week, and nobody's connecting them. PwC locked in with OpenAI. KPMG doubled down on Microsoft. Deloitte launched an agentic practice with Google Cloud. Each one framed as an innovation story, a press release about the future of finance. But when I laid them side by side, mapped the exclusivity clauses, the integration depth, the dependency chains, I stopped seeing innovation, started seeing an engagement ceremony. 3 engagements, same week, and every chief financial officer in the room is about to choose a marriage that lasts a decade. I call it the platform marriage. And if your organization is evaluating consulting partnerships right now, the decision you're making isn't about AI capability. It's about which family you're marrying into. Let me walk through each one, because the pattern only becomes visible when you see all 3 together. PwC and OpenAI. This is the one that stopped me. Tyson Cornell, PwC's U.S. advisory leader, said it plainly. Finance is at an inflection point where organizations are moving from process efficiency to intelligent, decision-centric operations. Standard consulting language, fine, but the structure underneath that quote, anything but standard. PwC isn't reselling OpenAI's models. They're building a procurement agent inside OpenAI's own finance organization. Sam Altman's company, the Customer Zero. Planning, forecasting, reporting, procurement, payments, treasury, tax, accounting, the full stack. PwC's Agent OS sitting on top of OpenAI's infrastructure, processing OpenAI's own books. And here's what that means for every other enterprise watching. The workflows PwC builds inside OpenAI become the template, the reference architecture that every other client gets sold. OpenAI's finance operation isn't just Customer Zero, it's the mold. Follow the dependency chain. When your consulting partner is also your AI provider's implementation layer, and your AI provider is also your consulting partner's flagship client, that's not a partnership, that's a closed loop. Closed loops, very difficult to exit. OpenAI confirmed they'll eventually route their own tax work and book closing through this system. The consultant and the model provider, building on each other, for each other. Bloomberg Tax reported it. Nobody modeled what it means for the client sitting between them. Now, KPMG. Same pattern, different family. $2 billion committed over 5 years, anchored entirely on the Microsoft stack. Azure, Copilot. Every workflow KPMG builds for your finance team runs through Microsoft. Your data, in Microsoft's cloud. Your models, calling Microsoft's endpoints. Your team, learning Microsoft's interface. Switching cost compounds quarterly. And here's the part that makes this more than 4 press releases. It's the pattern underneath. Deloitte picked Google. Thomas Kurian announced a $750 million partner fund, largest Google has ever created. Deloitte's poster child, an invoice agent named Zora, built on Vertex AI. And EY went internal. 150 agents, 80,000 tax professionals using them daily. Sounds independent until you realize every internal build still runs on someone's cloud. 4 firms. 4 platform commitments, 4 marriages, same quarter. Here's what connects them, and this is the thesis I've been building toward. We've seen this before. If you were in enterprise technology in the early 2000s, you watched SAP and Oracle carve up the ERP market through consulting partnerships. Accenture became an SAP house. Deloitte built its practice on Oracle. The consulting relationship determined the technology stack. And once a client was 18 months into implementation, locked in. For a decade. The switching cost wasn't the software license. It was the 1,000 workflows built on top. The training, the integrations, the institutional muscle memory. That race took 12 years to play out. This one, 12 months. Speed is different. Mechanism, identical. Your consulting partner picks your AI platform. Your AI platform shapes your data architecture. Your data architecture determines which models you can run. And by the time your board asks, "Can we switch?" the answer is a 9-figure migration and 18 months of risk. If you're the person at the table who asks, "But what does this actually lock us into?" you already see where this goes. The opening gambit determines the end game. Now, the counter-argument, strong enough that I need to steelman it properly. OpenAI's programming interface is open to anyone. Strong internal engineering team can build directly on the models. No Big Four intermediary required. The partnerships accelerate time to value. They don't create lock-in. And unlike SAP versus Oracle in 2003, AI models are more interchangeable. Swap Claude for GPT for Gemini. No re-architecting your data layer. That's the theory. Here's the problem, in practice. Lock-in isn't in the model. It's in the implementation layer. The workflows your consulting partner builds, the integrations they wire into your ERP, your treasury system, your tax engine. Those aren't model portable. They're ecosystem portable. And ecosystem migration, that's where the real cost lives. Model is interchangeable. Everything built around it is not. So what does the board do Monday morning? Start with the switching cost. If you need to change AI platforms in 36 months, what's the full number? Not the consulting fee. The migration, retraining, downtime, data portability. Then check the model dependency. Does this partnership give you model flexibility, or does every workflow break if you swap the underlying AI? And the question nobody's asking, who owns the workflows? If you part ways with your consulting partner in 3 years, do the agents they built still run? Or do they walk out the door with the IP? The ERP race taught us one lesson. Cost the Fortune 500 hundreds of billions. The vendor you pick in year 1 is the vendor you're still paying in year 10. Not because they're the best, because leaving more expensive than staying. My prediction, and I'll put 18 months on it, at least 2 Fortune 500 companies will attempt a mid-contract platform switch and discover the migration cost exceeds the original implementation. The platform marriage has a prenup problem, and nobody's reading the fine print. The second part of this story, what the contracts actually say about data portability, that's its own episode. Every Tuesday, one decision. Follow the money long enough, and the pattern always shows. That's the margin. Follow the money.